Hey YouTube, how you doing? This is here in my office 32. It's been a few days since I made a YouTube video, so just giving you guys an update on what's going on with the job search and some new ideas I've had lately on what I think I might want to do. And I also picked up a Juul to try to quit smoking. I was smoking about half a pack a day, and I picked up this Juul, and as you can see, it's got these little pods, and they say one of these pods is the equivalent to a pack of cigarettes. And you guys can say what you want, whether this is a good idea or not. But everybody knows smoking is bad, so anything that could stop me from smoking, I guess, is a good idea. But anyway, what are we doing right now at my job search? I have I have a lot of applications out there, a lot of companies that I haven't heard from. The rejection letters come through as usual, but I gotta say, after being unemployed this long, I'm starting to lose a little bit of confidence. I'm starting to get sick of the whole rejection thing, and starting to think outside the box on what else can I do, huh? So I've been babysitting this lawsuit since its beginning and since I was unemployed. And what's going to happen is once I settle on my lawsuit, I'm going to have a lot of cash on hand. And what should I do with that cash? How can I make it work for me? I could either do something stupid like buy a big expensive car, or just put it in the bank, make interest. I wouldn't just put it in the bank. I would put it into my stock portfolio that I had before I was unemployed, and I was making good returns. I was probably making $20,000 a year just on stocks, and that's a good thing. So I will invest in stocks, but the thing that I'm thinking of doing is getting more into the real estate investment game, because real estate has been good to me. All the houses I've bought have gone up in value significantly since the last 10 years. I've bought 3 houses, and they've all gone up in value. But what I'm thinking of doing is, with the extra money, I'm going to probably buy a 2 or maybe even a 4 unit apartment building. I want to start buying apartment buildings, and maybe I can buy more than one apartment building, because the way I look at it is, we found an apartment building not far from me. It's a 4 unit, selling. The asking price is $350,000. Maybe you could pick it up for 300, something like that. But those units probably rent out for about $1,000 a month each. So that's $4,000. So if a month. So if I was able to buy the house cash, I'm going to have a much more profitable real estate investment business than if I had to finance all these houses. And I don't plan on financing anything. I'm just going to buy what I can afford, and have just pure profit. I think a lot of people don't have the cash on hand to get into the real estate investment game, in a scenario where they're not in debt. So if I pick up these properties for cash and it's all profit, I should be able to pay my mortgage off, or pay my mortgage down monthly if I still have a mortgage. Because, like I said, part of my I've said in past videos, one of the conditions of the wrongful termination lawsuit is we're asking for mortgage forgiveness. So if they can, it would be even better if my house gets paid for as part of the lawsuit, and then I get cash on hand in addition to that to buy a rental property, and then it's just all cash, and I'll be my own boss. I'll be a landlord. I'll do that for a living. Get out of the finance and accounting game, and no longer worry about getting fired or something happening at work. And the biggest thing is not having to be at a 9 to 5 job for 40 hours a week. But these are some thoughts I've been having. But I'm thinking too, I'm going to continue applying. Again, I have an MBA in finance and a finance degree. I don't want those things to go to waste. So I'm going to continue to try to pick up an audit job as an audit manager, as a senior audit manager, and it doesn't mean that I'm going to be doing that until I'm 65. So we'll see what happens, guys. It's an exciting idea. I know there'll be headaches involved with it, but I do know my uncle's a plumber. He can handle the plumbing. If anything goes wrong with the place, I'll just, I'll have to call, get an electrician. I have a plumber, and I also we have a family friend who is, he does HVAC work. So if anything's wrong with the heating, air conditioning units, that could be worked on by this guy, and at a cheap rate. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think it's would you rather be a 9 to 5 audit guy, traveling and working your ass off, or would you rather have streams of passive income? I think that's the holy grail, guys. But it's expensive to do, you because if I took out mortgages on these houses, that would cut into the profits substantially, and I'd have to have more houses to make more money, and who knows if I'll get approved for all those mortgages. And it's also because my credit score has been ruined because of this unemployment period. So it's not like I could walk into a bank anymore and get the best rate. I might be looking at a shittier rate, or even getting rejected on the mortgage. So we're going to try to do it straight cash with the settlement money. And that brings me to the settlement. I was supposed to get a call from my attorney yesterday, but they didn't call me. They're terrible with returning phone calls, unfortunately, and it's a bit frustrating. So this week, my next goal is to try to get an update from my attorney to see how he's doing, how the case is going. I do have a meeting with the EEOC, that's the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, on June 28th, I believe. So after I have that meeting, I could let you guys know how that went. But essentially, if there's wrongful termination, discrimination, stuff related to having a disability, as you guys know, I have bipolar disorder, then you can petition the EEOC to take action against the employer. And it also, I believe, it's a prerequisite to filing a wrongful termination suit on the grounds of EEOC conditions. So unfortunately, I was told, because of the government shutdown, I think that's what my lawyer said, it's kind of pushed everything out. So yeah, unfortunately, when it was weeks ago that my lawyer told me to go on. I went online, go on the EEOC, answer a bunch of questions, and then you got to meet in person and have a meeting. But I said to my attorney, I'm like, all these meetings are like months out, so that's going to take a little while. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not going to settle on the lawsuit anytime in the very near future, but hopefully by July, having gone through the EEOC and done all that stuff, we might be looking at a settlement shortly, by then. But here we are, it's May, time is flying. I mean, I can't believe that it literally has been, we're coming up on almost 1 year since I was actually gainfully employed at this company. So, I've kind of fell into the habit of not working, and I've kind of slowed down my job search. I haven't been applying as fast and furious as I did in the past. I would say for every 10 resumes I send out, I'll be lucky to get one response. Maybe even every 20, I'd be lucky to get one response. So it's a time-consuming endeavor looking for a job, with very little upside, unfortunately. The closest I had to getting a job was Goldman Sachs and Walmart. where I had second, third round interviews, but they passed on me. And I even asked Walmart after she said that they're passing. I asked her the reason, and I didn't get an answer. So it kind of sucks. Kind of would like to know, what am I doing wrong, or what is it about me that's leads you to believe somebody else would be a better candidate. I don't know, guys. And my pod is almost out on this thing. But so those are my thoughts, guys. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of getting more heavily into the real estate game. I have a wonderful real estate agent that's been with me from the beginning since I bought my first home in 2009, and she'd be more than happy to walk me through houses and rental properties and get me places. But I'm looking to get a rental property that, instead of it being a house that was converted into an apartment, something that was a purpose-built apartment, like and this 4-unit I'm talking about that's in Lancaster, New York. It was a house, but because it has 4 units, it's more attractive to me. So I'm going to take baby steps with this thing. But the name of the game is I'm going to go on with the assumption that I'm not going to get my mortgage paid off through this lawsuit. If I do, then great. I'll be rolling in it. But if I don't, I'm going to have to look for alternative ways, means of income to pay off the house. And you might say, why don't you just sell the house? That's an option too. Don't think I haven't thought of that. Like I said, I bought this house for $527, and there's a house down the street from me for sale for $1 million. There's a house across the street from me that sold for $1 million as a comp, and the house across the street from me, which is similar to this but smaller, was listed for $700. So if I was to sell this house, I put $100,000 down on it. I owe $420. If you could imagine, if I could sell it for $700, and we've been doing improvements. We did a California closet to a whole room. I would say I would list this house at $700,000 probably, and if it sold for that, that's $300,000 right there. And downsize to a smaller home for the time being, and buy it cash, because then I'd have $300,000 cash just from the sale of this home to put down in the next house, and that would get me back to a house that was similar to what I used to live in before I moved here. But I'm kind of going off on a tangent. I don't want to sell the house. I want to try to stay here. So what we're going to do is, again, if I can't find a job and I get a good settlement, I'm definitely going to take that money and consider putting that into a real estate investment. So how do you guys feel about that? Let me know down in the comments. And if you like this video, check out my earlier videos here in my office. We got 31 other videos that kind of chronicle what I've been going through since I was terminated. And I think the very first videos, I don't even think I was unemployed at that time. I think it goes back to when I first moved, and I was just on disability, short-term disability from work. So I didn't know what was going to happen at that point. But it's an interesting string of videos that I've built. So I'll put links at the end of this video for you guys to check out those videos, and hopefully you enjoy them, and you can take something away from it. Whether you're a college student looking for a career, or just somebody interested in investing in finance and accounting and things like that. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be sure to make another video and let you know how the latest company is going. I had a call with M&T. That's a small regional bank in the Buffalo Niagara area, and they sounded interested. They said they were going to take my information, pass it up, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. And so I'm just waiting on that to see if they want to interview me. The next interview would probably be an on-site. So I'll let you guys know, or if I get a rejection letter from them, I'll let you guys know about that too. Oh, and the last company I mentioned, CIBC, that bank, they sent me a rejection letter. I didn't know off the bat because it went into my spam folder, but yeah, kind of more of the same. So yeah, trying to stay positive, but always thinking of the next step and what we're gonna do with this money once it comes through. So guys, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, like I said, check out my other videos. I will put links to other Here in My Office videos that I've made previously, and just browse the channel. So thanks guys, have a good day.